Something unusual happened on live TV. The conversation suddenly came to a halt. The mood shifted, and within moments, it was spreading all over the internet. Whoopi Goldberg, a veteran and widely respected television host, stopped the segment right in the middle of a discussion. It wasn't a mistake or a technical issue. It was a direct response to something said by Morgan Freeman. That brief moment showed just how sensitive conversations around culture, identity, and personal stories have become today.
I'm one of those people who's very, very interested in this subject, life on the planet. You understand that today, life on the planet is in a little bit of trouble. And we're the cause of it.
That's right.
There have been, if I remember correctly, 6 extinction-level events on the planet since life began. I mean, 6 times. Large portions of life. Not human life we're talking just life. Gone, destroyed. Well, we're headed for another one. Scientists have said if we don't hurry up and change our ways, there's going to be a cataclysmic event.
Whoopi Goldberg doesn't usually flinch. She has hosted The View for years, guided heated debates through political tension, and handled controversies that would have derailed most shows. But this moment felt different. It wasn't a guest losing control or a political comment triggering backlash. It was part of a larger cultural conversation that suddenly made the discussion feel too difficult to continue on live television. The spark came from Morgan Freeman. In recent weeks, his comments shifted attention toward how people talk about struggle and identity. He questioned the idea of centering victimhood as a form of authority. His point was straightforward. Suffering alone doesn't make someone a moral leader, and identity shouldn't be defined only by pain. That message struck a chord with some audiences, who saw it as a push for personal responsibility and perspective. But for others, it felt like it overlooked real histories of inequality, systemic hardship, and lived experiences that shape people's realities.
You look back, and this series does that. How far back does life exist on this planet? And why does it still exist? It is because life is tenacious. Life. We're not talking about human beings here. We're talking about the planet.
Yeah.
She'll stay.
Yeah.
Well, it's tenacious if we would just leave it alone. Leave it alone. And the human interruption of all of that is what's causing all the problems. I hope that it's not too late. But let me ask you this, Jeff. Did seeing the rise and fall of all these species, because some are coming in too, right? And many are leaving the planet. Did that change your perspective on life?
My perspective on life, I don't think it changed my perspective. It just enhanced it. Because for a long time now, I've been listening to what they say about, I drive an electric car.
The tension around this topic had already been building across social media and news commentary. But what happened on The View turned it into a live television moment. The segment was meant to explore the broader meaning behind Morgan Freeman's remarks, but things quickly drifted off track. As the co-hosts started sharing their views, the discussion became more intense. At that point, Goldberg appeared visibly uncomfortable with where it was heading. Instead of letting it continue into a heated back and forth, she made a clear decision. She cut the segment short and moved the show on to another topic, effectively ending the debate before it could grow into a full live argument. For many viewers, the moment stood out because it wasn't just a simple topic change. It suggested that Whoopi understood the emotional weight behind Freeman's comments and how closely they connected to real personal experiences for many people watching. Her move wasn't about dodging controversy, but about stopping the conversation from turning into something unproductive in that setting. The situation highlights a deeper cultural divide. Freeman's comments had already sparked debate online. Some agreed with his view that society can sometimes place too much focus on victim identity, while others felt his words overlooked real histories of hardship, inequality, and systemic struggle. When conversations like this are brought into a live TV format with strong opinions on all sides, they can quickly shift from discussion to confrontation. That seemed to be the direction things were heading, and Whoopi stepped in before it escalated further. Her decision immediately spread online. Clips of the moment circulated with mixed reactions. Some viewers praised her for recognizing when a conversation was getting out of control, while others saw it as avoiding an important discussion. But the moment also points to something bigger. Freeman's remarks touch on a complex idea about identity, suffering, and personal responsibility, topics that sit at the intersection of philosophy, psychology, and culture. These aren't simple talking points, and they are difficult to fully unpack in a short TV segment. That's why the moment mattered. It showed the limits of live television when dealing with deeply emotional and layered subjects. Rather than forcing the discussion forward, Whoopi chose to step away from it in real time. Now the conversation continues elsewhere, online, in commentary, and in public debate. And it raises an ongoing question: how should sensitive cultural issues be handled when the format itself may not be built for that level of depth?